Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Review. Well, I'm going to make it short and sweet. The Chicago Tribune says, and I couldn't agree with them more, that the end of the year is a great time to be thinking about planning around money. Now, we know that this obviously creates a lot of time and special time, especially as we have recently given thanks, obviously, for our many blessings with the Thanksgiving holiday and obviously coming upon the holidays that each of us individually may celebrate, like Christmas and New Year's. And yet that gives some people time to breathe. And here's why I think this is so important. Having a wealth protection from correction as well as unnecessary taxation plan, timing wise, I don't think could be more important. Let me give you a good example. You got Goldman Sachs, who's come out this week saying Democrats' plan to raise taxes is dangerous for the stock market. You've got the New York Times coming out saying as Warren gains in race, Wall Street sounds the alarm. Presidential candidate and frontrunner Elizabeth Warren. Now, of course, this is going back and forth depending on the Iowa caucuses, but basically Wall Street with this aggressive new tax on billionaires will directly affect Wall Street with additional tax on financial transactions like stock trades and annual investment gain taxes. And even Michael Bloomberg, who just entered the race, right? His own advisor, one of the top Democratic donors who manages his wealth, said, "What scares the hell out of me is the way Warren, would fundamentally change our free enterprise system." Goldman Sachs came out with another prediction that a Warren win could lower corporate earnings by 11%. And prominent, and I mean prominent money managers have predicted a double-digit decline based on a Democrat taking office with all these initiatives to push taxation. Look at the double whammy impact, folks, of helping you preserve and create, but also preserve your wealth. Number one, taxes are going to have a dramatic effect. Even if you tax billionaires to the bonanzas of billionaires, the impact is going to be a higher cost of goods and services to you and I, so in the form of an indirect tax. If you add to the fact that that's going to cause more people having to take more money out of the market, and especially if you remember last year, this time of last year's volatility, now we're actually in the 12 months leading up to the uncertainty of the outcome of this election. And the volatility of the market, because of the uncertainty, will be greater and greater, causing many people, unfortunately, to lose, right? The S&P, to give you some insight, just in the last 90 days of last year, lost almost 14% just in 3 months. Folks, the time to protect your wealth is now. Having a market correction and tax protection plan couldn't be more timely. So here's the opportunity. I'm going to teach one strategy, just one, and there's numerous strategies. So if you're somebody that's facing these required minimum distributions or uncertain about obviously having money maybe in too low of a yielding account, like many of you I've talked to that have said, look, I'm just kind of getting this 1% to 2% because of the fear of that, not a matter of if, but when the market crumbles. Or maybe you're somebody that's saying, hey, I don't even really know how exposed I am. I just know I'm very concerned because I could lose, and you want to see how much you could potentially have at risk of losing. But also, how about the ability to have upside without downside and learning the insights of having that market correction protection, as well as at the same time having tax protection is key. This is what they call the rich man's Roth. I'll be teaching it this coming Tuesday. Simply go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com and register. It's a simple log on and learn complimentary educational webinar where I'll teach you, as many of your friends and colleagues like yourselves, boomers or that are retired or about to retire boomers, have safely positioned and insulated their income from tax, as well as their savings from sliding in the next economic downturn, folks. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.